Hi everyone, you alright? Yeah, Alan here from the Alan Keynes Daily Blog YouTube channel. Yeah, I saw the approval on Thursday for the new tower block in Salford. Yeah, right. I'm going to have my 2 pennies worth here. There were a number of councillors who based their objections to the development, and one councillor said it was, he said he didn't like the design and everything. Well, designs can be changed, simple. But the thing is, would you rather have a city with terraced houses, which are completely, totally dilapidated and dropping to pieces, or would you rather prefer a nice modern tower block with a... Well, to tell you the truth, the footprint of a tower block, right? Well, I've been into Salford. I've walked round Salford, and I am quite impressed with the tower blocks that Salford has. Yes, but you think people from Salford would say, well, why do you think that? Well, everybody knows what I think on my YouTube channel, and I'm saying this to the committee at Salford City Council. Think of it this way, right? How many semi-detached houses, right, would that be, right? Each one of them had to have a garden at the front, right? Each house has to have a garden at the front, right? How much space would that take? And the other thing is, how much green space would that take? Well, I'll tell you, right? If you put, right, the amount of houses, right, in a tower block, right, say 444, say, and you had to put a garden in each one of those, right, that's quite a considerable amount of green space used. But if you put a tower block up, right, don't forget each house has got to have a footprint, right? And the other is how much energy those houses will use. Well, a tower block, right, has heat transference from floor to floor to floor to floor, because it acts like a chimney, right? The heat comes from the, like say if you've got your flats at the bottom with the heat, with heat going up and up and up and up and up. Well, you know, you're saving space. You're saving a hell of a lot of space. Because if you didn't do it that way, right, the footprint of a tower block is far less than two blocks of 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 rows of terraced houses. Think about how many terraced houses there is and how much energy they use. Yeah? Right? That's the thing you've got to think about. And you're thinking, how about fire? Well, there's been extremely big, massive steps taken and in the development of fire retardant materials. Yes, we learnt our lesson with Grenfell, and that was basically caused by a faulty appliance. If that faulty appliance was removed earlier, picked up earlier, that fire wouldn't have happened. And, you know, we wouldn't have found out about that cladding. But that was then, this is now. And since the Grenfell fire, the hello, what we got? We've got the vehicle park coming up. I've missed it. I think it was either the police or someone turning up. Yeah. So, yeah. We've learnt our lessons since then. Or the lessons have been learnt. Yeah. Yeah. Energy's saved. Energy's saved. Especially heat. It costs less to put heat into a tower block, because as everybody knows, heat rises and it costs less energy, costs less for something like that to be heated. And the average older terraced house takes a lot of energy to heat, and that's what you should be thinking about. People's carbon footprints, you know, and a lot of these new developments aren't gas, you know, aren't gas. And think of it this way. The services that go to them, right? You've got the amount of electricity, right? For the block, how much it uses and stuff. With the heat going up from floor to floor to floor to floor to floor, at the end of it all, it won't take as much energy to actually heat the place. That's what you've got to think about. And I live in Blackburn, and I must admit, I really do think Blackburn with Durham Council's rather backward. And I mean backward. Their problem is they got rid of a number of high-rise. Biggest mistake they ever did. One type of tower block I wouldn't have let be here was what they call the deck access flats, because they were problematic. But tower blocks, yeah, fine. I'm fine with. Because the only problem with deck access flats is that they had long pathways, concrete, but the major problem was the sides were open, the upper sides were open, right? And as soon as you open your front door, the heat went out. But with high-rise, especially companies like Rankiner, have extreme, how can I put this? They've got extreme experience at building these types of buildings. And I must say, hats off to them, they're very good at it. I've never heard of a Rankiner building that's been badly designed. Full stop. But, back to what I was saying, Blackburn, to be truthful, is a backwards town. Full stop. And they're not learning from other towns around here, especially the model that you're and course that you're taking. The other thing that Salford City Council is doing by approving these schemes is, as I said before, the amount vertical living is what I call it, is basically giving people space, green space. I've walked, as I said, I've walked around your city many a time, Salford, right? And I was very impressed with the number of green space, how much green space you do have. In a lot of cases, it blew me away. You know, I thought, wow, with these high rise going up, they're conserving green space. Like I said earlier on before, and a lot of the councillors said that a few said it was a bit demoralising. But sometimes it's just the way it has to go. What do you take? What would you do? Put more houses up, but what would you sacrifice? Would you sacrifice the green space? Because, you know, people have got to have green space to breathe, you know, that sort of thing. But this is where Blackburn went wrong. It got rid of quite a large number of high-rise blocks here in Blackburn. To be truthful, stupid move. An absolute stupid move by Blackburn with Darwen Council. In our area, we do have quite a fair bit of green land, but the Blackburn with Darwen Council has basically admitted it's got between 7 and 9 years of brownfield sites here. And that's it. Once that runs out, where are they going to build? Well, that's the mistake they've made. They've allowed, especially the Blackburn-Darwen boundary, they built something called the Oakdale Estate. What a mistake that was. What they should have really done is built the type of high-rise that are going up in the Manchester and Salford areas for the preservation of green space. It's like what I said, you know. And if you go into Blackburn, if you go around Blackburn, I don't know if you've heard that Blackburn has actually put in for city status. I'm sorry, but if you go around Blackburn, right, most of the areas in Blackburn, right, it's a mess. An absolute mess. On a lot of the roads, there are all the road markings have been worn away, and the only parts of the town that do get painted in the most attention are the town centre, because they've got their jewel in the crown, Cathedral Place. But you know, they've put in, as I said, they've put in their master plan, 10-year master plan. I'm telling you, it's just a joke, you know. Over that 10-year period, the actual cost is going to absolutely spiral out of control. That's the other thing I, you know, applaud Salford and the companies that are doing the builds. You know, that sort of construction methods that are being used, in some cases modular construction. See, modular construction brings down the cost of per unit, and if you were to walk around Blackburn, right, say Baswell, Mill Hill's just been slightly tidier than anywhere else. You've got Gallagher Eaves, what a mess that is. You've got Bank Top. The majority of the areas in Blackburn are scruffy. And I'm not joking. And that's, pardon my French for what I am about to say. All in all, Blackburn is one big massive shit pit. You know, it is. It's a complete total shit pit. The only parts of Blackburn that they do keep tidy is the town centres, like this, like I just said, Cathedral Square, that sort of area. But even parts of the town centre are absolute shitholes, shall we say. And yeah, it needs doing, needs sorting out, and all the road markings need repainting and everything. And I must, as I said, a lot of areas, there's rubbish everywhere, absolute rubbish everywhere. When I visit Salford, hang on a minute, am I dreaming? A lot of areas, I've walked around the, the Salford Shopping Centre near St James's House. Rubbish, rubbish. I couldn't find any. You know. Right? I had to walk round the whole area. And I walked down towards the, you know, the high rise. And I walked up to where the university was. And I'm walking round and I'm going, I'm scratching my head. I said, how are they doing this? You know, I could not find one speck of rubbish on the floor. I just couldn't, you know. What did they do at Salford? Did they get the street cleaners to go around first thing in the morning and clean all the crap up? Because I couldn't find any. Honestly, I just could not find any. You know, hats off to Salford City Council for for a nice, clean and tidy area. You know. Yeah, up near the old hospital, which they're still doing building work up there. And you know, I couldn't fault the area. You know what I mean? No wonder people want to live there. You know, a lot of people in Blackburn would like to move, you know. Well, I'm going to bugger off now because I'll end up swearing a lot more. And hopefully tomorrow I might be going out. We'll soon see. I might record later on tomorrow all the crappy areas that are looking rather sad and crappy with rubbish everywhere. So I'm going to get going. Bye for now and keep safe everyone. Bye.